Hi Sagittarius, this is April for Astrolada.com. I'm here to give you your February 2017 horoscope. I've got a beautiful, colorful board right here to demonstrate what the planetary activity is and how it affects my Sag people in the month of February. So first of all, we have the sun still hanging out in Aquarius, which is your third house. Third house is communication. It is traveling around your city day to day, running a bunch of little errands, and it's like the people that you see day to day, like your coworkers or your neighbors or your cousins. But also, yes, it's very communication oriented energy. It's the third house. So when the sun is there, I find that third house transits make people like super busybodies, like really, really busy. Like your mind just whizzes around so quickly, like a tornado. Like you feel like a Tasmanian devil. You're so active and like, what's that over there? What's that over there? I'm over here. I'm over there. I'm doing this. Blah, 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 blah. Like you can, oh my God, your head can spin out of control if you try to do too many things at once. So that's something you want to try to avoid with this transit is doing too much, starting things and then not even completing them, because then you're quickly on to the next thing and on the next thing, and then you have all this stuff scattered around and your brain is scattered. So that can be a third house transit downfall, but definitely staying busy. If you do follow through with a lot of things, you can accomplish a lot of things during this transit. You may possibly be spending more time with siblings, or hanging out with your co-workers and things like that. So on the 3rd of the month, Venus moves from Pisces into Aries, and Venus is the planet of not just relationships but also enjoyment of life through the five senses and beauty. And wherever Venus travels, like wherever she transits, she can beautify that area of your life so much more, make it more enjoyable. So for you guys, the transit of Venus from Pisces to Aries is your 5th house. So the 5th house is like very fun. It's very fun energy, and this is a fellow fire sign. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and so is Aries. So you guys can really be feeling a lot more beautiful, a lot more like enjoying life. Sagittarians always enjoy life though to the fullest, but this transit is really going to help you to enjoy life to the fullest, because the 5th house is also hobbies and things that you do for fun. It's also creative things that you do, like creative hobbies, or even creative things that you do for work, like as a business that you started. You generate income from a hobby. It's not just something that you do like for fun, So that is the 5th house. Venus joins Mars. Mars entered the 5th house at the end of January, and Mars in the 5th is it's very fun energy. It makes you feel like very physically active towards fun things. Like maybe if you're a Sagittarius that's into sports, you really want to be like even more into sports, or just any type of creative hobbies like dancing, or anything that you do active for fun. This Mars transit is really going to help you to have the energy to do so much more of that. The 5th house is also children. So if you have any children, you may need to be more actively involved with them with Mars there. Or on a negative side, Mars in the 5th. I went through that transit last month, and let me tell you, yes, my children, I had to put the smack down a little bit more. They were acting a little more unruly and challenging, because Mars can be a planet of challenge. But at the same time, here comes Venus stepping in, la-di-da-di-da, hey guys, so you may at the same time feel like spending more time with your kids and enjoying their time, and maybe that'll smooth out a little bit of the conflict that may come up. But Venus and Mars together in general is very passionate. It's very passionate, and the 5th house is creativity, so you could be really passionate towards your creative hobbies. Venus will help you to express your creativity, and then Mars will help you to take action, even more action to put it out there, or more action towards expression. So if you are a Sagittarius that's involved in like a creative field, OMG, this is like prime time for you guys. Okay, so that's Venus and Mars here. On the 6th of February, we have Jupiter, which is your ruling planet, Sagittarius, moving retrograde. And Jupiter rules not just you, but it rules like expansion, optimism, having a greater faith in things, and being adventurous, all those fun Sagittarian things. Jupiter can also rule overdoing it, so You know, those are things you need to watch out for. But Jupiter is also explained as giving good luck and blessings wherever it travels. So retrograde, and Jupiter is in your 11th house. So the 11th house is the house that rules big groups of people, like networks that you connect with on social media or in person or within a company that you work for. Or it could just be your friends that you know, like your like-minded fellow aliens, as I like to say, people that have common interests the same as you do. So Jupiter going retrograde, Jupiter is opportunity and retro is going back. So maybe there's an opportunity from the past to connect with certain networks of people that maybe was passed up, or it didn't come into fruition for some reason. It didn't transpire, but now it can be brought back to you. Maybe you want an opportunity to link up with a certain friend, you know, that could be beneficial to expanding your, you know, your social media, your public image, how you are seen like on a public platform. And maybe that can be, the opportunity can come up for you again. Even like just joining groups in general, like, you know, you can have that opportunity come up with Jupiter retrograde. And Jupiter will be retrograde up until the 6th of June. So you have until then to kind of take advantage of that. But Jupiter will still be in your 11th house through, I believe, September or October of 2017. So this area is definitely going to be highlighted and expanded a lot more for, like, you know, almost the rest of 2017. So don't worry, if you missed out on opportunity, you know, it can come back to you during this transit. On the 7th of February, we have Mercury, the planet that rules communication and your thinking processes, your rational. And he jumps around and moves around a lot. Excuse me. He went way over there. Hold on. And see, this only makes sense that Mercury just jumped out of my hand like that, because Mercury, wherever Mercury travels, you can also be like a complete busybody and your mind is like super focused on that area. Mercury moves into your 3rd house. It moves into Aquarius. And the 3rd house is an energy of having a really busy, active mind, whizzing through things and only picking up the surface level and then just taking off with that. So that's what Mercury, you know, in the 3rd house can do. It can really make your mind like buzz around so much. It's going to be like harder to pay attention to things. Your attention span is going to be shorter, sad to say. And I mean, it's really good. Like if you have a lot of tasks to complete that require you to have quick thinking, quick reading, quick analyzing, not deep analyzing, but like just very quickly picking up on things, then this is a really positive transit for you. If you are somebody who works in a field or does something in your life to where you have to always have like really like laser sharp concentration, deep concentration and thought, this can make you a little distracted and it can be kind of frustrating at times, to be honest. It can also give a lot of like restlessness because your mind is going to be working and whizzing around so much that it's going to be hard to sleep at night, okay? I'm going through this transit right now and I'm up really late right now. It's so hard to sleep because, oh my God, I have to film videos and there's so many ideas I have and so many things I'm trying to do. This is also going to make you try to do so many things at one time. Just be mindful of the fact that you could burn yourself out potentially if you try too hard to do that. So that's Mercury in the 3rd house in Aquarius. But then on the 25th, because Mercury moves so quickly, he whizzes through the signs unless he goes retrograde. He moves into Pisces, which for you guys is your 4th house of home and family life. So your focus is going to shift into having to manage and organize things around your house. Maybe you're going to look around and start seeing like, oh my gosh, like this place really needs to be put in some sort of order. It needs to be cleaned or renovated, or like, you know, there's just going to be more of a focus on your home. Or maybe you may start thinking about and going through the processes of switching residences somehow, like moving into a new house, buying a new house, going through the process of the paperwork for a new house. And or maybe moving, you know, or just your mind may be on moving, or you may be planning to move sometime this month, especially because on the 18th the sun moves from Aquarius, which is your 3rd house, into Pisces, which is your 4th house. So when the sun comes into the 4th house, this can be definitely the time to take action towards moving if that's something you want to do. I know a Sag rising who is on YouTube, I'm not gonna name her, but I watch her all the time, and she said she's trying to get a house, get her own place finally, and move out of her parents' house. And she mentioned that February is the time where she is aiming on doing that. Well, for Sagittarians, this is definitely a prime time for you guys to move. Or, if you're not trying to move or anything, yeah, like I said, just fix up things around your current home, current place of living, or you may have more family matters, family issues that you have to pay attention to, and you may have to resolve like some family misunderstandings or something, or it could just be thinking about family, spending more time with them. It can be some really happy times with family that come up. So now let's get into the eclipses that happen this month. They are super important for everyone. Okay, so about a month before the eclipse hits, there can be some things that start building up, some actions that you may start taking, some thoughts that you have, dreams you have, and visions that you have, some events that happen that kind of lead up to what the eclipses are going to bring for you. And then, bam, the eclipse hits, right? And then from that point on, for about, a 6-month window between then and 6 months, you can have, some really great significant changes happen for you in that area of life. So the first eclipse that happens is on the 10th or 11th of February, depending upon where you live in the world. And it happens in the sign of Leo, which is a fellow fire sign. And for you guys, that is your 9th house. So Sagittarius is the 9th sign on the regular zodiac wheel. So whenever you hear anything 9th house, that means Sagittarian type of matters, Sagittarian type of issues, Sagittarian type of life changes that happen and focuses. So this is higher education. It is traveling, especially traveling long distances, dealing with foreigners. It could be publishing. It could be writing. It could be, going back to school. So this moon, full moon eclipse can highlight that for you and bring something brand new, like huge though. Every month there's always a full moon, okay? But this is like a more life-changing event based around 9th house matters. Now the sun during that time is down here in the 3rd house. So the 3rd house is affected too. And this is kind of like the energy of reading like a quick article in a magazine and only skimming through it versus really reading a long book, okay, and retaining all of the information, remembering everything that the book talked about. It's like the lower mind versus the higher mind. So you could have some debates there of like whether or not, say for example, you want to continue your education or further your education, whether or not you want to continue on the same program or what is the term? The same like degree program, the same track. I think they call it that. It's been a long time since I've been in college, but if you want to continue that same like program towards earning a certain degree or a certain focus or a certain major or minor, you may want to change that at some point in the next 6 months, or making really huge travel plans. Ooh, sounds so exciting, like to Sagittarians, because you guys love travel so much. Generally speaking about Sag loves travel. And exploration of the world. So a really big opportunity can come up for you guys. Now this moon is making a positive aspect, which is called a trine, to also Saturn here in your sign, in your 1st house of the self. And also Uranus here in your 5th house of fun, creativity, business, children. And then it's making another positive aspect called a sextile to Jupiter here in your 11th house. So let's see, all of your social houses are being hit. This is communicating day to day with people or in your neighborhood, in your regular little area that you're always at. This is communicating with people far away. This is your own business and your creative hobbies. And then this is social media networking or networking in large groups. So this is what I see for Sagittarians with this first eclipse this month is just making some really grand decisions, like to take some really grand actions to make a really big life change that does affect you socially and how people see you socially. and getting into some areas that, and some groups of people that maybe you didn't really have access to before, to help you to initiate these changes in your life. But there's definitely, something going on socially for you guys. Since Saturn in your sign is also affected, but it's positively aspected. I mean, Saturn can be a similar energy to like a grumpy old man, okay? Like a teacher, like a strict teacher or father that doesn't really let you do much. Always is telling you no, 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 no. And always making you, turn more towards responsibility versus fun. But this full moon eclipse can maybe make the energy of Saturn kind of ease up off you a little bit more and not restrict you so much, because the 9th house here is like not seeing restriction. It's like seeing no limits to things, So if you felt limited, since Saturn's been in your sign since the end of 2015, this can be a time to break free to where you feel once again like your old Sagittarian self, like the world is mine. I can go anywhere I want and travel and whiz all around the world all I want to. So definitely huge changes there. Now the second eclipse that happens is on the 26th of February, and it's in the sign of Pisces. So the sun is here in your 4th house of home and family, and then the moon joins it. And also we have a party going on in Pisces here. We have Neptune here, we have Mercury here, and also the South Node is here. So very important thing to understand is Pisces, the South Node, and Neptune, the planet that rules Pisces, are all in some sort of way connected to releasing and letting go. So if this is in the house of home and family life, I don't want you to get scared, Sagittarius, and think, oh my God, is someone in my family gonna die? It's not necessarily that type of a change, okay? It can just be releasing and letting go of maybe some old past trauma that happened within your early life and your childhood and within your family, and maybe you've been holding on to that. This is a time to let that go. Or maybe just letting go of, like, this is comfort and like depending upon family. Maybe you are just going to let go of that and seek out greater opportunity, to expand on your own life path. Maybe that can be it. You have to let go of something like depending on family. Or maybe you have had a lot of my Sagittarius, I talk about this every month, because Neptune has been in your sign for several years now, and Neptune's transit is pretty long. And a lot of my Sagittarians have had family members that are, struggling with addiction or struggling with like Neptune and Pisces like issues, codependency. Maybe you finally have to let go of family members that are codependent upon you so that you can advance in the world and you can continue on achieving your own goals during this time. So that can also be something that this new moon eclipse brings for you. It's a big change within family, or maybe you expand so much, within your career or greater opportunities that, it causes you to move and change your place of living. Like I said, I watch a YouTuber who is a Sag rising, and she's in her 20s, and she always talks about how it sucks to live at home and still try to do her YouTube career, and she wants to move out so bad. She's been saying that for the longest, and this eclipse, it may bring that opportunity to someone like a Sag like her. Maybe some of you are like that, where you've always lived at home with your family, and now it's like it's time to move on and grow up. You got Saturn in your sign. Saturn is a planet of maturity, so you may have to mature and grow up, and bada bing, bada boom, move out, get your own place. So that's it for your monthly forecast for February, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you would like a personalized reading with me, I do have a readers page on Astrolada.com, so go find me there. We can get a reading scheduled for you, and I would love, love, love to read for you. All right, so take care of yourselves and have an awesome, awesome month.